Okay, just a quick update today. I haven't been able to do one over winter because work's had a priority and various other things. So this is the first video of the year, going over root crops, Leeks, Skirret and Salsify. Okay, hope you'll enjoy it and I'll see you later. This is Jason from Jason's Jungle. Just a quick one down the plot. I've got here some Salsify. This is a root vegetable, and it's supposed to taste of oysters. I have no idea if that's true or not, but it does have a nice taste. It's not as long as carrots and stuff, and it can be a bit fiddly. I'll show here, these are the roots that come off of it. It's similar to scorzonera in flavour, but it's not as long, and it's got a white coloured root instead of a black root, and these are ready to come up. Okay, so that's the Salsify dug up. As you can see, some roots aren't so bad. They're not massively long, but some aren't as good as others. I probably put this down to the fact that my giant pumpkin grew literally bang smack in the middle of these two rows, so they were swamped with that for a lot of the time until end of October when I harvested it, or beginning of October. So they didn't get as much light as they would have normally got, so I'll have to make sure they get a bit more light this year, but they'll go. I'll get a reasonable portion from them, do a soup or just fry them in butter. Okay, also in this bed, which I'll dig up today as well, is the skirret. This is another root veg, also known as sugar root. It's an old-fashioned veg. Looks a bit like face out of Alien when you dig the roots up. So I'll dig them up and I'll show you what they look like when I've harvested them. So this is the skirret. As you can see, they've got long tangles of roots. These are the storage roots, which are the edible bits. These are 2-year-old plants. I found the 1-year-old plants just didn't really grow that much. And all of this is harvestable. And if you look up at the top, you'll notice these new growths. Just snap these off and you can plant these in the ground, and there's your new plant. So each of these has quite a bit of new growth, so I could get loads of new plants out of these. These were originally grown from seed, then split up and harvested, and like I said, it's a couple of years they've been in this spot and they are about the right size now. So in a long-term plot you need to sort of like alternate to get them every year. I've got some planted last year and I'm going to take some of the shoots from here and plant them up to get next year's crop, or the year after's crop. Okay, so that's the skirret. Also in this bed, a couple of leeks left over from, I think it was last year, these ones. Now you notice here, you've got the main stem coming up, and then you've got little side shoots. So to harvest these, you basically just dig up the mother plant and replant all these side shoots to give you an ongoing growth. So it's not actually quite big enough, but I'll be harvesting these soon when I come to plant my spuds. So these will give us just a few little things for the pot, more like chives really. But yeah, so you just basically pull the mother plant, replant all the small ones, and you get a continual growth every year. Continuing on with the alliums, if we look here, just under this hedge, I've got several clumps of ramsons or wild garlic grown. Now these have a nice broad spear-like leaf, so you can tell them, and of course they'll smell of garlic. So you know, in the wild you might confuse them for similar flowers like, I think it's lily of the valley, but the garlic smell really tells you that they're garlic. Now I've planted these on purpose under this hedge to make use of the early spring under here, because they're a spring flower, they're an early flower in the year, and by the time this hawthorn hedge is in full leaf, those are basically starting to go dormant. But I get a lot of ground elder from next door, or weeds from next door, and the idea is hopefully if I have an invasive plant along here that I can eat, that will help control some of them. And I'm planting them all along here, and you can see another bunch there. And then in front we've got comfrey. So if I have a blanket of the ramsons followed by a curtain of all the comfrey roots, that should hopefully keep the weeds under control. That's hopefully. Okay, but I've got more along here. So these were just a few in the green. I planted them, was it last year? So this is the first year they had to overwinter and come up, and they've clumped up quite nicely. So I reckon I'll leave them this year, but next year I should be harvesting lovely greens from them, which will be eaten raw with a nice garlicky flavour, or if you cook them you get a nice oniony flavour from them. Yeah, and you get the white flowers as well, which early source of flowers, so that will be handy for the wildlife. This is a different variety of leek, so it's not the common garden leek. It's a leek which is also known as the multi-headed garlic, I think. Allium probably flora or something like that. I planted them this year. Thought I'd leave them, let them spread out, let them naturalise, and get a few more, and they've already done that in 1 year. I mean, look at this. Started off with 5 bulbs a year or so ago, yeah, and then got enough to plant out this entire section all the way down towards the gate in here, and you can see you're getting different thicknesses. I'll come into this one. You've got a thicker one here followed by babies, so it's the same one way as you do before with the perennialised annual leeks. You just dig them up, take out the big ones and replant the little ones. I really find this hard to do with holding the phone steady as well. Well, as you can probably see, holding the phone steady isn't happening. But there we go, we've got the main mother bulb and loads of little ones. So this will give, well, quite a large harvest, I think, once it's naturalised in. And all these will grow, split, give more. So you can have them as, little baby ones, have them as chives. They're not as large as the garden leek, but they're quite prolific, so what they don't have in size, they have in quantity. And they're also quite nice flavoured as well. This is how the 3-cornered leeks are looking now that I planted in the pot the other month. Coming on quite nicely. I've had a few questions about whether these are the same as the wild garlic, but as you can see from these leaves, these are long strap-like leaves, and if you look along here, you see there's a ridge running right the way down the back, which gives it a triangular or 3 corners. Whereas if you could see in the clip underneath the hedge, it's more of a spear point for the wild garlic. This does grow wild, but it's a non-native species, so if you get the landowner's permission, dig up as much as you can and eat it all. You'll enjoy it, but they are totally different species.